If you're a teenager looking at the stock market, you're probably facing a glaring problem. You have absolutely no money to invest, but you do have a massive surplus of the single most valuable asset in the market, time. Still, the financial system is built for adults. There are three major institutional roadblocks keeping young people out of the game: a lack of starting capital, a lack of market experience, and strict age laws that prevent minors from opening accounts. We can legally and financially dismantle every single one of those barriers before your 18th birthday using a specific 5-step roadmap. This chart shows the market's historical performance. That massive upward curve from the 1970s to 2015 proves why starting early matters. By investing now, you lock in decades of compounding growth that someone starting in their 30s simply cannot match. Step 1 starts outside the stock market. In the modern digital economy, your age no longer determines your ability to earn an income. Investing requires fuel. Since you're starting at zero, you have to synthesize that fuel from scratch by putting your own human capital to work. You can use free online resources to learn high-income skills like video editing, coding, or copywriting, and then sell those services to clients to generate your own cash flow. This scale shows a successful budget, where an income of 10,000 rupees outweighs expenses of 8,000. To create investable capital, you have to maintain a strict surplus just like this, where you earn more than your lifestyle costs. However, taking that hard-earned cash and blindly throwing it into the stock market right away carries significant risk for a beginner. This brings us to step 2, paper trading. There are virtual portfolios that let you test out investment strategies using simulated money while tracking real live market conditions. Practicing with virtual dollars allows you to master the technical mechanics and test your logic in a safe environment, building a baseline of experience before real capital is ever at risk. Once you have the cash and the practice, you hit step 3 and a strict legal roadblock. Minors cannot legally open traditional brokerage accounts on their own. To bypass this, you use a custodial account, like a UGMA or UTMA. Legally, you beneficially own the assets, but a parent acts as custodian to sign paperwork and oversee trades until you come of age. Now you have an account, but you face step 4, the price barrier. Blue-chip tech stocks often cost hundreds of dollars per share, which easily freezes out a small starting budget. The workaround here is fractional shares. This mechanism lets you buy exact percentage slices of a company using small, precise dollar amounts, rather than buying a whole share at once. Accessibility, however, leads right into the final barrier: risk. Placing your entire budget on a single hyped company crosses the line from strategic investment into speculative gambling. Step 5 is utilizing index funds and exchange-traded funds, or ETFs. An ETF is a specialized tool designed to spread out your risk. By buying the basket instead of the single building, you structurally minimize your chances of a total loss. If one company fails, you have hundreds of others holding the portfolio up. Combining custodial accounts, fractional shares, and ETFs neutralizes the legal and financial barriers that typically keep small players out of the market. When you step back from the technical mechanics of the market, building wealth closely mirrors biological growth. This small sapling represents making your first modest fractional investment. It requires no massive initial wealth to plant a seed, just disciplined patience. Over decades, compound growth acts on that small investment. The interest you earn starts earning its own interest, multiplying your initial effort. This image of a mature, fruit-bearing mango tree shows the mathematical result of starting early, a massive, compounding financial asset that outpaces anyone who waited until adulthood to begin. Of course, the market isn't a straight line. All investing involves risk and volatility, and no future returns are ever guaranteed. Generating significant wealth comes from combining high-income skills with the legal mechanisms to access the market decades before your peers. So we want to hear from you. If you had to invest your first $10 today, would you put it into a single company you believe in or a diversified index fund? Let us know your reasoning in the comments.